I've been on the autism spectrum ever since I was 3 years old. It took me a year to finally realize that high school students need guidance on college disability services and they can't figure it out themselves. Here's the story. When I was a senior in high school, me and my mom tried to get guidance on how disability services in college work. My high school guidance counselor didn't have any information. We couldn't get any help on how this disability services in college work. I ended up applying to colleges that weren't the right fit for me. I ended up committing to the University of New Haven fall 2018 semester. It was a bad fit for me. There weren't enough staff to support me in the disability services, and because of that, the disability director didn't read accommodations, and she wasn't prepared after 2 girls took my behavior the wrong way. After Daphne Schroeder took my behavior the wrong way, the Associate Dean of Students and the Disability Director had a meeting together about it in the Disability Director's office. I was assigned a permanent no-contact order and would remain in place as long as me and Daphne are students at the University of New Haven. Even worse, I wasn't allowed to go near her even if I was doing something that wasn't meant to involve her business. Due to the fact I was a commuter in my first semester and wasn't familiar with how university campus works, as it is hard to engage with the university campus as a commuter, I thought UNH as not helping students accept the fact we aren't trying to be crazy. Since I was a commuter student, UNH didn't start going downhill till a week before Halloween. I went through and asked many people if their colleges help students accept the fact we aren't trying to be crazy. A lot of people were not 100% sure. After Michelle Maza took my behavior the wrong way 6 days after Thanksgiving, and after me and my parents decided I am leaving University of New Haven, my parents claimed that University of New Haven is not responding the right way when misunderstandings occur. I asked a lot of other people advice on whether or not their college responds in a good manner if there is a misunderstanding. A lot of people were not 100% sure if their college does or not. Later on, when I'm at Norwalk Community College, my mother told me that Disability Services Director didn't read accommodations and wasn't prepared for any misunderstandings. Realizing that was why UNH didn't respond in the right manner. Trying to figure out whether or not disability services at my university I'll transfer to reads accommodations. Bad disability services on why I left University of New Haven. This isn't like transferring to a different college because of too big of a college, too small of a college, too expensive of a college, too far away from home, or too far of a commute. It's very easy to know whether or not the next college will be closer, what size will be like, what the money will be like. This is impossible to know whether or not the disability services at my new university will read accommodations. How will I know how good disability services are at my new university I'll transfer to? I thought. Sophia Gabriel transferred from University of New Hampshire to University of Connecticut because she didn't like being too far away from home. That was easy for her to find a college closer to home. And a student from my Life on Earth class transferred from University of New Haven to Western Connecticut State University because he lives in Danbury and the commute is too long. This bad disability services from University of New Haven is nothing like how they were able to find a better college, I thought. Maybe the director wasn't doing her job, said my uncle's wife. My cousin was bullied by students at his elementary school in 3rd grade, and the school didn't do anything about it. My uncle and aunt were thinking about suing the elementary school. My sister's friend was bullied by several girls too, and the school didn't do anything to stop them either, nor teach them. You stick by your friend if a mean person isn't treating your friend right. Friends who grow apart do not respond in a chaotic manner. When she was in 8th grade, she went to a special education school for high school just because faculty in public schools weren't doing their job. Remembering previous Christmas, her mom was trying to find a good fit college for her and was worried since it was her first time out of the special education school since 8th grade after she had a rough year getting bullied. I then started realizing that you should never, ever go to a special education school just because the faculty in the public schools isn't doing their job, as it'll only make things worse. The only proper reason to go to a special education school is if there aren't enough teachers to support you for your kind of disability in the public schools. It is illegal for public schools not to do their job, and public schools aren't doing their job. They need to receive complaints and lawsuits. Public schools that don't do their job have all of the support someone needs for certain disabilities or to discipline bad students. Social workers, psychologists, special education teachers, paraprofessionals, and counselors to support the students, and dean, assistant principal, or housemaster, headmaster, principal, and the school resource officer to make sure the school is safe. Schools not doing their job can happen anywhere. We could have sued the University of New Haven, I thought. Maybe there weren't enough teachers to support you. My son had to go to a special education school because there weren't enough teachers to support him in the public schools, said another sister's friend's mom. This woman who I met in Norwalk Community College Rent recalled on how a lot of good university disability services tend to have multiple locations. University of Connecticut was the college I was originally thinking of transferring to, after it was noted as best colleges for students with disability services. I checked the disability service there, and it has more than just the administration's team. It has the accommodation coordinators, assistive technology, and alternate testing location. University of New Haven only has the administration team, and it's only in one location. The accessibility specialist had my accommodations, but he wasn't reported at all when Mishela and Daphne took my behavior the wrong way. The administration team couldn't take care of everything, I thought. After I failed 37.5% of my classes, after struggling to get tutoring and not being used to disability services, since the University of New Haven accessibility specialist always called me down to work with on an assignment, I started realizing that Norwalk Community College disability services work because there are multiple locations for disability services: director's office, tutoring center, and alternate testing center. Sometime in the fall semester of my sophomore year of college, my mom got an email from Southern Connecticut State University about an autism conference meeting. Your high school was not good at preparing for college. Let's go to this meeting, my mom said. Got all the guidance on how disability services in college work. I then started realizing all this time that my high school was not good at preparation for college disability services. Feeling like my high school could have done better on giving guidance for college disability services, many people told me, well, you should have figured it out yourself on how they work. How is that going to help? Disability services in college are very different compared to high school. They're not the same. High school, there's the special education teacher, social worker, speech teacher, psychologist, and paraprofessionals. Even in elementary school and middle school, they have those. They don't have those in college. High school students don't know what college life is like yet. They can't figure it out themselves. They need guidance on how they work. They're high school students, not college students, I thought.